rise for a moment of silence, prayer, and the Pledge of Allegiance.
Father, we come to you today asking for your guidance, wisdom, and support as we begin this meeting. Help us engage in meaningful discussion and ready us to make every moment count. And I just want to continue this a little bit. This was from our speech that we did on Memorial Day, and I thought it was fitting to include this within our prayer today. Remember those who served before. Remember those who are no more. Remember those who serve today. Remember them all, every day. We ask these things in your name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
These proceedings are being recorded for the sole purpose of constituting the accuracy of written minutes. Tapes are reused, eliminating recorded records of these proceedings. Approval of the minutes of the previous meeting held August 27th, 2020.
So moved. Second.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes. Are there any guests concerning county business at this time? Hearing none, we'll move on.
Next item for adoption is a proclamation, Suicide Prevention Month.
The proclamation is read, Suicide Prevention Month 2020, Suicide Prevention Day, September 10th, 2020. Whereas suicide is the leading cause of death in the United States, and whereas in the state of Pennsylvania, one person dies by suicide every 4 hours, making it the second leading cause of death for ages 15 to 34, and the fourth leading cause of death for ages 35 to 54. And whereas nearly 5 million people in the United States have lost a loved one to suicide, and whereas each member of our community is valued and irreplaceable, and whereas talking openly about stress and psychological health builds trust, reduces barriers to care, and enables early intervention. And whereas local and statewide suicide prevention efforts should be developed and encouraged to the maximum extent possible. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Carbon County Board of Commissioners do hereby proclaim September 2020 as Suicide Awareness and Prevention Month and September 10th, 2020 as Suicide Awareness and Prevention Day, adopted by the Carbon County Board of Commissioners this third day of September 2020.
We need a motion.
Are you making a motion?
I read it.
Okay, I'll second it.
Yep.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes. Ms. Kleiner, Tina Kleiner, the administrator for Carbon Monroe Pike Mental Health Developmental Services. Would you please say a few words about suicide prevention?
Sure, thank you. Thank you for adopting that. We really appreciate it. As many of you know, suicide is a leading cause of death. It's the 11th leading cause of death in Pennsylvania. And Governor Wolf has taken a lot of steps for suicide prevention, which our local county agencies are working towards assisting with that. So just here in Carbon County, last year from January through May, there were 4 suicides, and this year in 2020, in that same time frame, there's been 11. So, you know, the suicide rate has increased this year. We believe it's connected with COVID, and we have some anecdotal information that supports that. So we're working really hard to try to reduce those numbers for the rest of the year and moving forward. So any efforts that the community can put forth are also helpful. We have training available. Question, persuade, and refer training is for anyone in the community who wants to learn about how to help people who may be suicidal or experiencing a mental health crisis. And as well, we have mental health first aid. These are typically free trainings, and you can contact our office if you're interested in those trainings. We're also doing a campaign with the local schools. There are VEDM clubs. VEDM are kids who are trying to help support each other within the school districts. And they will have lawn signs out. We're doing a cluster of signs and we're moving them throughout the month. So those youth are working very hard on that. They're starting out, I believe, at Wentz Auto Body. They're going to Rita's. They hope to be here at the courthouse. So they'll be moving those around as we go. And Family Promise is also allowing them to put them on their lawn area. So those are some of the things. If you have Facebook, there's little Facebook frames that you can put on for suicide prevention. And we really, hope that the community can get involved and help us move forward with these efforts to help people. Thank you.
In a second, I want to call on Christine Leclerc, our Veterans Affairs Director, about another veterans, together with veterans, another suicide prevention program. I asked some people from our American Legions to come for this presentation. Christine?
Well, we're very happy to announce that we are taking on the Together with Veterans initiative. Together with Veterans is a community-based suicide prevention program for rural veterans. Together with Veterans involves partnering with rural veterans and their communities to implement community-based suicide prevention. Together with Veterans is funded by the Veterans Administration Office of Rural Health and supported by the Office of Mental Health and Suicide Prevention. The Together with Veterans program enlists rural veterans and their local partners to join forces to reduce veteran suicide in their community. Some of the community partners who have come to the table with us are Carbon Monroe Pike Mental Health, the Wilkes-Barre VA Medical Center Suicide Prevention Team, St. Luke's University Health Network, the Department of Military and Veterans Affairs, Northeast Pennsylvania Health Education Centers, local veteran organizations like yourselves, and more. We have fantastic mental health supports within our community, and it is our hope that this program will help strengthen the services that are available when it comes to veterans and their unique needs. This program will not only equip local veterans with the tools that they need to best help their brothers and sisters, but it will also help our community partners understand the warrior mentality and adapt to the ever-changing needs of our local veterans.
Does the news media have any questions for Christine or Tina at this time? All good? Okay, Yvonne?
If I might, Wayne, a comment. As I think most of us realize, mostly the veterans, and here we have about 12 or 13 veterans out of about 26 people in this room. We recognize about 22 veterans a day take their lives, but very concerning is the fact that 14 of those 22 never seek assistance. And the program that Christine spoke about will help further identify and connect veterans to services that are critical to reduce suicide among veterans. I want to thank Christine for taking the initiative and working with this program and bringing it together with other entities. Secondly, suicide of veterans recently impacted one of our programs here. And I'm going to put on the spot our director of parole, Rick Parsons, if he can speak to just for a moment the loss of life of a veteran that we felt within our Veterans Treatment Court. Rick?
Yeah, thank you, Commissioner. Unfortunately, the treatment courts, we have the Veterans Treatment Court, and one of our participants who was doing really well, but unfortunately has a lot of anxiety and a lot of other issues related to his service time. And once COVID hit, a lot of those support systems that he was relying on, unfortunately, weren't there. And so he ended up relapsing, overdosing, and passing away. And this is an individual who was doing incredibly well in the courts. And it was very impactful to all of us of just how important it is to have those services and those programs out there that are out there for when people need it. As already noted, during COVID, suicides have increased, overdoses have increased too. And you know, I know it's anecdotal evidence, but it's pretty clear to me that a lot of individuals are suffering right now, because a lot of the support systems that they have out there are no longer available to them. So, you know, it's programs like the stuff that Christine's talking about, and all the, you know, the CPR, the mental health first aid, I can't support those type of programs enough, because it really does make a difference, and you could save someone's life. Thank you, Commissioner.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Rick,
Mr. Clerk.
yeah, Rick, and I'm gonna finish up with, you know, just the dramatic. If you would simply take from the dais or from where Mark, Ellie, and Dan are sitting, every person back there today, it's about 22 people. That's the number of veterans we lose each day. So pretty dramatic, the fact that we're losing such.
Yeah, well, thank you for
Yep,
the comments, Chris, and you as well, Rick. Do you have the updated suicides for the veterans for this year?
I do not.
It was higher, almost up to what it was for the whole year last year already for our veterans, not to take away from the others in throughout the county of all suicides. So it's an extremely sad time for suicides, and it's the young and the old that are both committing these suicides for various reasons. And we want everyone to know that there is help out there. And as Chris has brought up, a lot of those veterans don't seek that help. Haven't contacted the right people, and we need to get the word out there. So, thank you, Tina. Thank you, Christine. Okay, we can move on now.
Next item for adoption, resolution number 20-031.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes. Okay, it's the resolution from the Carbon County Board of Commissioners, whereas each year the Pennsylvania American Legion presents the John C. Aceman Blue Cap of the Year Award. Yeah, I think we forgot to put this on the agenda.
Yeah, somebody forgot.
This year, the award was bestowed upon Christine LeClaire, Director of Carbon County Veterans Affairs. And whereas Christine LeClaire of Lansford has served her country and community through many years of dedicated service. Whereas Christine LeClaire is the daughter of author and Mary Williams of Lansford and the mother of 2 children, Jack and Reagan. Christine graduated from Marion Catholic High School in 1998. In 2001, she enlisted in the United States Army, where she served for 8 years in flight operations. Over the course of those 8 years, she completed 2 tours in Iraq and 1 in Central America, and she was a recipient of the Bronze Star, Army Commendation Medal, Army Achievement Medal, Army Good Conduct Medal, National Defense Service Medal, and the Global War and Terrorism Service Medal. Christine was discharged with the rank of Sergeant E5. And whereas, upon her discharge in 2009, Christine joined American Legion Post 123 in Lansford, Pennsylvania, where she became very active. She has served as first vice commander for the past 2 years. She chairs the annual children's Christmas party, Easter egg hunt, and the coloring and essay contest in the elementary schools for Veterans Day and Memorial Day. She is a trustee in the Legion Home Association, a member of the American Legion Auxiliary and the VFW, as well as a coordinator for her post and Lansford Borough's Hometown Banner program. Whereas Christine is very active in her church and community. She serves as the Veterans Outreach Coordinator for Paul's House Valor Clinic Foundation, the president of St. Vincent's de Paul Society of St. Joe's Parish of Panther Valley, sits on the Parish Pastoral Council of St. Joe's Parish, coordinator for Carbon County Homelessness Task Force, board member of the Panther Valley Library. She was the recipient of the 2019 Community Heroes Award, and most recently, Christine became involved with the Together with Veterans program, which is a suicide prevention program. Whereas on December 5th, 2019, Christine became the first female Director of Veterans Affairs in Carbon County, and she now assists all veterans in Carbon County. In this position, one of her duties is a mentor coordinator for the Carbon County Veterans Treatment Court. Now therefore, the members of the Carbon County Board of Commissioners hereby honor and commend Christine LeClaire on the occasion of her receiving the John C. Aceman Blue Cap of the Year Award, adopted by the Carbon County Board of Commissioners this third day of September 2020. Christine, please come up. Christine, on behalf of the Carbon County Board of Commissioners and all the residents and veterans, especially in Carbon County, we thank you for everything you do for the Carbon County veterans and all veterans. All the services you do for the community is just outstanding. I know it was probably the longest ever resolution we have ever done. This is why the American Legion Post, all these members got together, and as well as some other letters of support from Judge Matika, et cetera, and letters of support for that honor. And it's the only award I understand that is given out by the American Legion annually, and the highest honor anyone in the American Legion can receive. To our knowledge, I think there's only one that ever received it before, and that was a gentleman from Tamaqua. And that was quite a few.
720 posts in Pennsylvania.
Yep.
Nice
very
chomping
much.
at the bit to talk.
Chris, you have any comments?
Yeah, I'll make one comment, Christine, and I was thinking about this when we were reviewing that yesterday. You know, our community is a fabric, right? And that's made up of threads, some stronger than others, some weak, some strong. You know, Christine being a soldier, I kind of see her as that Kevlar thread amongst cotton threads. There's nothing stronger than a Kevlar thread. And she is an incredible person who is a thread that helps hold our community together. And we got to thank and feel blessed and fortunate to have had Christine and her children return to Carbon County. Because the investment that we made while she was here and then she came back has just been an incredible return on our investment, Christine. So thank you for everything you do for our community.
Thanks.
Rocky?
Thank you very much. We're glad to have you here, and I deal with her in other aspects, and, I mean, she puts dedication into it. The only thing I want to know is what do you do with your spare time?
Right.
But congratulations.
I'll call on our post commander from Lansford, if you'd like to say a few words on behalf of the post.
Well, Christine came to us a few years ago, and we were struggling as a post. And when Christine got involved, it kind of snowball affected our ability to get global war on terror veterans into our post. Where when I started in 2011, we were about a third World War II Korea and Vietnam, a third of our membership. Now we're over a third of Iraq and Afghanistan veterans, and I think we're on one of very few posts that actually put that distinction out. We went from barely making our membership to being #1 in our class for the state 2 years in a row, and a lot of that was Christine's recruitment of other Iraq and Afghanistan veterans, as well as women veterans. Every program we put her on, she does an outstanding job and goes above and beyond, and I can't be happier to have her as a first vice commander. Thank you.
Hank, or any the other, our former director in the grocers, anything?
I'm just hopeful that I'm glad that I had 4 months with Christine in the office to transition my retirement over to her. She's even got me on the committee now for the Together for Veterans. Unfortunately, I didn't make the first meeting because I had a 70-foot maple tree in my backyard on top of my shed. But no, she's a wonderful person. She's a go-getter, and she's got a lot of work ahead of her, and I know she's going to do very well, particularly for Carbon County.
Thanks.
Thank you, Hank, and there's no such thing as retirement for veterans. Look at these guys still serving after all these years at funerals and
I could say it gets me out of
all
the
our
house, Wayne.
programs. Any other comments? Questions? Oh, yeah, yes, Harry, wait.
Well, I'd just like to represent the 30th District today, which comprises Carbon, Monroe, Northampton. As you mentioned before, I never remember, and I've been active since 1972, I never remember anyone from our area, let alone Carbon County, to receive this award. Christine definitely deserves it. We had, as you know, I had to get some paperwork for you from department headquarters, from Kristen Dagenhart-Smith, the secretary. I thought I was going to have to pay extra postage on it. There was so much paperwork in there. And I gave it to Wayne. He needed a little bit to work on. I saw you did work it in there pretty well. I think you ran out of paper probably on that.
I didn't do that, I'll tell you, one of our staff members, Lisa O'Donnell, did that, put it all together, you know, I give her the information and she does an excellent job of putting it together.
And that's great. And I have to commend, I did read some of it myself, Christine, and then I finally fell asleep. There was so much in there. I couldn't handle it. So I was gonna save it for the second day, but then I saw Wayne, so I had to hand it over to him. But I want to commend you. As I said, we don't always get a lot of awards in the 30th District, but you certainly deserve it, and you're carrying the banner, not only for Carbon County, but the 30th District. Thank you, and congratulations on your award.
Thanks, Harry.
You're welcome.
Any comments?
Yeah,
Commissioner Notstein, I'd just
Oh, I'm
like
sorry,
to
Mo.
throw a remark in here, so let the people here in the Commissioners' meeting room today know what that award involves. That is one of the highest awards that anyone in the Department of Pennsylvania can receive from the American Legion. It's the John C. Mountain Blue Cap of the Year Award. And that's for anyone who is dedicated and involved in their community. So there's a prime example there. You couldn't find any more involved in Christine. So back in January, her and her dad had something going on and they missed the monthly meeting. So I said to the body at the meeting, I said, let's put Christine in for that award. I said, I'll do the paperwork. Just so between her dad giving me the cutouts from the Times News and from everything she did, like when she helped that lady over out of the mall and everything, I mean, that's what this is all about, helping somebody. She's involved in Valor. If anybody came up, Hank, you would know when we had them Valor stand-downs up in the fire company. Mark, you'd see it. There was a line from the fire company all the way around where Michael Greek's office was, all the way going to Summit Hill. That's how many people were there. And everybody got something hot to eat, and they gave away, and this is what she's doing. She's involved in the St. Vincent de Paul Society. The Veterans Treatment Court. Very, very proud of that. Judge Matika came up to our Legion post and spoke. He even brought his dog up with him. Spoke about the Veterans Treatment Court. And by the way, we are very, very proud. One of our members of our post just recently graduated from the court. And we're very proud of that. And he's remaining sober for almost 2 years. So that is great. Judge Matika sent a letter. I bet you nobody ever seen a letter like that with the paper what it was on. I think it came from the Pope or something. It was pretty impressive. Our district attorney sent a letter. We had letters from everybody. Of course, another thing, she was nominated and was elected as the Female Veteran of the Year. She was supposed to go and meet the governor and his wife, but that never happened because of the virus. So supposedly next year she's going to go. But that exemplifies, and I hope I let everybody know what this award means. So thank you very much.
You're welcome, and that's another thing, I don't know, if I wasn't even in there, we ran out of room on the paper. If the print got any smaller, I wouldn't be able to read it. Thank you, Christine.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Okay, now it's your turn.
Well, I thought I had a year until convention to write some remarks and be able to express my thanks for this. But it may be my name that's on the Blue Head of the Year award, but it's certainly representative of all of you. Every single time I come to the Legion and say, hey, I think we should do this, Nate's the first one to say, all right, what do we need to do? How are we going to get it done? So it may be me standing up here today, but this award encompasses all of you and everything you do and the support that you give. And I very much appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let me get this out of your way, sir. I'm not gonna make it. No, I
He
need
just,
more
John, he
than
just wants to get our time.
Thank you, gentlemen.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Thank you so much.
Ask there. Okay,
Okay,
everyone else staying for the duration? Not like a retirement board.
okay, next item is the report of executive sessions held.
There were none.
Okay, department reports, the budget transfers.
Move to approve.
Second,
Mr. Arner?
yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
There were no supplemental appropriations. Expenditures, approval of payroll check numbers 72700 through 72753. Direct deposit check numbers 6022646 through 6023077 for the payroll paid through the payroll fund checking account for all county funds totaling $599,970.69. This is the payroll dated August 28th, 2020.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Approval of check numbers 215288 through 215377 for expenditures to the general fund clearing account totaling $998,969.07.
Move to approve.
Second,
Mr. Arner?
yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
The treasurer's report.
Move to approve.
Second,
Mr. Arner?
yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
County Depository, Mock Chunk Trust Company, for approval. Request received from the county treasurer for renewal of the county depository, Mock Chunk Trust Company. Letter of credit as collateral of county deposits as allowed by Act 72. This collateral will be updated annually.
Move to approve.
Second,
Mr. Sheehan?
Yes.
Mr. Arner?
yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes. Any comments on the action fund?
This is done annually. It is the letter of credit with the Federal Home Loan Bank. Act 72 requires that all county deposits be collateralized above and beyond the normal FDIC insurance. A lot of times we are collateralized with securities that the bank would hold, such as Federal Home Loan Bank notes, U.S. Treasury notes, etc. What this does is we have a draw capability of $15 million with Federal Home Loan Bank on behalf of Mock Chunk Trust Company to secure our deposits. Should the bank enter any hard times, we would be fully collateralized with that $15 million. So.
Okay, thank you for that explanation, Ron. Okay, at this time, we're gonna recess our commissioner meeting. Ready? Ready? I now call the monthly meeting of the salary board to order.
The first item is the approval of the minutes of the salary board meeting held August 6, 2020. With a correction, court administration adult probation changed the rate of one adult probation treatment court specialist from $11.28 per hour to $11.38 per hour effective August 14, 2020.
Move to approve with the change.
Second,
Mr. Severcek?
Yes.
Mr. Arner?
yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes. Okay, anything else concerning salary board business this time? Hearing none, we'll move on.
Report of executive sessions held.
There was one executive session held on August 31st, 2020 at our 10:30 a.m.
Next item, the election department. Establish the position of 1 Department Clerk 3 at $11.95 per hour, grade 6, step A, effective September 3rd, 2020.
Motion to approve?
I'll make that motion the second on discussion. This position here, I've been one of, I think, the advocates for this. I think somewhere along the line, we're gonna need it. But I think what I've been looking at, I needed a job description, what this is gonna be for. And to this, I would, in my opinion, I think until we get a job description put down and have this in line, if it would be tabled for a week or whatever we wanted to do. But my fear is that this motion is not gonna pass. And one of the things that I'm thinking about is, there is justification, if we would have the information for this. But we don't know, and I've heard a lot that if we don't pass this, the election's not gonna fly right and everything. But we do have people on staff that will take care of the election, and this is something that I would like to see a job description for this. And, well, I haven't gotten one yet. The only thing that I got was that it was a Secretary 3. Now, we're having a job here where somebody gotta be, doing all different kind of jobs within this. And, like I said, I would rather see a stable job description of this. And if somebody would bring that back to me and they would show me what this is, I have no problem with this. Because, like I said, I think I was the one that I said we're gonna have more mail-ins, and I don't know where we can go from here. I just don't want this to fail, because right now, I don't think I can say yes, but I don't wanna say no to it either. You know, so I don't know if anybody has any other suggestions that you wanted to do or what, but I think it's one of these things that this has to be addressed. I mean, we know it's an issue.
Well, we have up until, at this point in time, we're over 7,000 applications for the absentee ballots or mail-in ballots. Our people, there were 7 people down there, not all of them worked until 8:15 again last night. It was 8:30 the night before. Some had to leave earlier last night. The applications for mail-in ballots continues until October 27th, 1 week before the primary, or before the general election. There's so much more going on with this particular election. There's some inconsistency, from what I understand, in the mail-in ballots with the addresses, and supposedly, I don't know all the full details yet, but from what is being sent in and what we have on record with our registered voters is not matching up. And out of the 10 precincts they worked on last night, I don't know the number, but I was told a substantial numbers of errors, so these all have to be looked into. So there's a lot more paperwork and mailings involved in any election before. Yeah, it is a challenging year since it's presidential, but this will not go away. If you look at how many hours our personnel, not only from this office, but other offices are putting in, it's just a tremendous amount of work, and this will not go away.
So I would say hiring of a full-time employee at this moment is premature. We have 41 work days until E-Day, right, Election Day. That's only 285 county work hours. Currently, we have 2 full-time employees. We have 1 part-time who is authorized ostensibly to work full-time from now until the election. We're preparing on a subsequent motion to hire another part-time individual who similarly will be able to work full-time hours through the election. We've invested in a high-speed scanner of ballots. So we're leveraging human resources with technology. The Director of Elections is prepared to request a second high-speed scanner of ballots. We received the high-speed letter opener, right? It would take me or an employee, what, a couple seconds for each one. That high-speed letter opener will open these 300 in about 30 to 45 seconds. So those 20,000 ballots, so 10,000 envelopes, 10,000 security envelopes could be opened in about 75 minutes. So that's leveraging technology. We've also in the process of ordering a ballot folder to fold ballots before they go out. We're committing $2.5 million to a building that will provide more ample space so the Bureau of Elections can more effectively and efficiently carry out their tasks based upon the challenges that we see arising. Right, I heard the Director of Elections has been told at their recent conference that this is the new normal. I disagree. What we're seeing today isn't the new normal. This is the 100-year flood, the 100-year pandemic, just like the Spanish flu. And this is why I say this. We haven't yet adapted or adopted the best practices from our last two elections where we started bringing in the new kiosks, the new scanners. This is a pandemic. We have a presidential election. We have new technology. Bring those things together, and this is an anomaly year. Add on top of that the significant changes of Act 77 that has inundated all of us with mailings like this to send in a mail-in ballot. We can look at our brothers out in Oregon after a couple years of mail-in ballots. They have it down to a science. We're not there yet. So why should we make a lifetime commitment to hire an employee when what we can simply do is hire additional part-time individuals working a full-time status through the November election. Then we can sit down outside of a period of chaos and assess the necessity, the need, not the want, the need for a full-time employee. We don't have the information, the data, as Rocky often says, to make an informed decision about what we need for the future when it comes to that election office. I would rather continue to commit minimal resources, and that's taxpayer dollars, until we can make a better, a more informed decision.
One last comment. My biggest fear here is they are putting in 5-6 days a week in long hours. It's when you have these long hours that you're going to be making mistakes. I don't want any mistakes. I don't want it coming back to me as a member of the election board that, things happen. It's just, I disagree with you when you say that you don't think we're going to need or require the third full-time in the future. I disagree with that. I just see, once these people are used to the mail-in ballots, they are going to continue to do it. But unless and every time the state changes the laws, it makes it more difficult for us. This is not a Carbon County issue. This is a statewide issue with manpower. From what I understand, there were 12 election directors that resigned already, throughout the Commonwealth. So they're all being stressed out to the limit, and they have 2 more months to go before the election. So that's my final comment.
Yeah.
Let's call for the vote.
Okay.
Well, discussion isn't over.
Okay.
Well, because I don't disagree with you. I'm not saying we don't need it. I just don't think we're in a position to make the call, to make the commitment. Let's get it in the 2021 budget, right? Have Lisa get it in the budget after the November election when we can sit back and assess 3 elections, 1 anomaly election, which is this one, and then make the call. The 4 full-time or part-time employees that we could potentially hire, to include with a modification today, is the equivalent of 2 full-time employees, right? But the reality is we're going to have 6 full-time employees from now to the election, right? We're authorizing that by the number of hours. We're giving them 500, there's only 235 work hours until election day, till the polls open.
One other comment
Yeah.
that you bring it up.
Yeah.
You know, we have always had issues when we have part-time
Yeah.
personnel. It's hard to keep them,
Mhm.
they find better jobs, we train them, they move on. It happens at the prison, happens in a lot of our offices here that it's just hard to get good. And when we do get a good part-timer, they move on to other positions, so, you know, it's another setback as well. So, and anytime you have a two-person office,
Yeah.
one's out sick or one's on
Yeah.
vacation, the other goes sick, or, you know, it's a burden on any office, so.
Yeah, but that would create, we have another two-person office, so where, that's the slippery slope. So let's hire, every office must have a minimum of 3 people. So now we're going down and hiring a third one from GIS, because that same theory would apply to that office as an example. I don't disagree with you, though. We don't have the depth we need. And I think it does need to be looked at specifically to the Bureau of Elections.
Well, and I'm thinking like this motion, and like I said, we could look at it in a week or a month or whatever anybody would be open to. And to me, I think our first initiative was to hire 2 part-time people, and we're gonna have 4 people in that office next week. And they can work on limited hours, whatever they want, and anybody that says it's gonna affect the election, they're wrong about that. So, I mean, my suggestion would to change this, to have that to 2 part-time, and the position to be reviewed with this job description or data, what we're looking for. I mean, that's the only thing I could say about it. I mean, I don't want this motion to just die here. And like I said, I was the biggest advocate for this, but I need proof that we need this job.
Well,
That's-
we have that one motion on the floor to establish the full-time position, so we just need to deal with that right now.
Any other comments?
Then can both of them be combined? Okay.
So we have a motion and we have a,
Second.
Yeah,
and
there
a
was a second.
so, may I call for a vote?
I can,
Yeah,
we're ready.
yeah.
Mr. Zaverchek?
Yes.
Mr. Arner?
Which ones is on there? Status
The
report?
Full-time.
No.
Mr. Lukasevich?
No.
Mr.
Yes.
Notstein? Okay, the next item is to establish the position of one part-time election clerk, limit of 500 hours at $10.32 per hour, grade 3, step A, effective September 3rd, 2020. This is excluded from the retirement plan, not anticipated to work 1,000 hours.
Can I make a move to modify the motion?
Yes.
I'd make a move to modify the motion and concur with Rocky to make it 2 part-time election clerks.
I'll second that.
Okay, Mr. Severcek?
Yes.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Okay.
That was
Under
fun.
election,
Are we gonna be able to make another motion? here? Because
we need to make another motion because the one employee, part-timer we have now will
Oh, yeah.
exceed the 500
Yeah.
hours. So I would make a motion, we change that to 1,000 hours for that one position.
A second.
Mr. Severcek?
Yes.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Okay, am I allowed to make another motion now? I would like to make a motion just to further review this full-time job. You know, get numbers together to us. And, you know, I said it can be brought to the salary board. I mean, we always have salary board meetings. And like I said, I just need the numbers, and right from the beginning, I think they might need a job there, an extra one. But if you don't, I mean, that's up to you guys.
We
That's
don't
the
need a
motion.
motion for that.
No.
Okay, so then I would highly recommend somebody bringing it to the next salary board meeting, or, you know, and review it. And like I said, that's the only thing that's missing for me.
That would
Is-
be
is-
October 1st,
Okay,
okay?
that would be fine with me.
We can be on the agenda then. That's what they're asking for.
Yeah,
Put it on the
and I
agenda.
said, I'm just looking for numbers to justify, like, I mean, right now, I don't, how could I say it? This has the appearance that it's needed, but I have no documentation. You know, that's where I'm letting it all at. I mean, I have no justification, you know, they're telling me that they need this, and I've been asking for weeks. What's this person gonna do? Are they gonna do an entry? Are they gonna be, you know, what is this broken down to? And I think it's like any other job that anybody comes in here. If the sheriff's department comes in, if children and youth comes in, they say, I need this for this purpose. You know, here it looks like I just need somebody to count backwards. All right.
Okay. Moving on, Veterans Affairs. Change the rate of one director from $17.12 per hour, grade S6, step A, to $18.69 per hour, grade S6, step D, effective September 16, 2020.
Move to change the rate.
Second.
Mr. Severcek?
Yes.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes. Any further business for the salary board? Hearing none, salary board is adjourned, and we'll reconvene our commissioners meeting.
Okay, the next item is the personnel report.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Correspondence was received as listed. Copies will be made available to the press upon request. Children and youth. For approval and execution, fiscal year 2019-2020, purchase a service agreement with Vision Quest of Tucson, Arizona, as per the attached rates.
Move to approve.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Needs-based plan. For approval and execution, the Carbon County Children and Youth Services needs-based plan and budget for fiscal year 2021-2022, totaling $5,493,101.
Move to approve. I'll second, Rocky.
Okay.
Okay.
Don't fight.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Elections for approval and execution. Award of funding in the amount of $282,577.99 for grant funds for election modernization and security, known as the GEMS program, to reimburse or fund the lease or purchase of Department of State certified voting systems that are certified in accordance with the Pennsylvania Election Code.
Move to approve and execute.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Human Services, the state food. For approval, Shepherd House Incorporated, the state plan of the state food purchase program for the period of July 1, 2020 to June 30th, 2021. Revenue allocation has not yet been finalized.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
The TFAP program for approval and execution. An agreement between the county and the Community Action Committee of the Lehigh Valley Incorporated, Second Harvest Food Bank, to provide services as the lead agency under the Temporary Emergency Food Assistance Program from October 1, 2020 to September 30th, 2021.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
In lieu of taxes, distribution of $20,357.59 check from the city of Bethlehem to school districts and townships representing payment in lieu of taxes for 2020 on property owned by Bethlehem Water Authority as listed.
Move to approve the distribution.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Planning and Development for approval and execution. Change order number 2 to the contract with Stony Lonesome Excavating of Summit Hill, Pennsylvania for Parks, Recreational Facilities, Interfield Rehabilitation Project, Building, Summit Hill Borough, fiscal year 2016 and 2017. Adding park benches, picnic tables, trash cans, geomatting, and protective surface hardwood mulch. Due to changes in the original contract, the cost decreased $2,500 for a new contract total price of $111,699. $693.
Move to approve and execute.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
CDBG for approval and execution, the fiscal year 2019 cooperation agreement with the Community Development Block Grant Projects for entitlement and non-entitlement communities as per the attached listing.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Solicitors report?
Thank you. Agency on Aging for approval and execution, a letter of agreement with Redco Group Behavioral Health Services of Stroudsburg to continue to provide psychiatric outpatient services effective until December 2020.
Move to approve and execute.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Abstain, since my daughter is an employee of the Redco Group.
The SHARE program for approval and execution, amendment to the memorandum of understanding between the PA Department of Aging and Carbon County Area Agency on Aging to administer a shared housing matchup pilot called Shared Housing and Resource Exchange, or SHARE, to address the increasing need for affordable housing options for seniors and seniors with disabilities. The budget for the SHARE program through Carbon County is not to exceed $79,345, and housing needs assessment and symposium-related expenses remain at $23,685. The term of the memorandum of understanding shall be October 1, 2020 through September 30, 2021.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Tax assessment, a communication received from the assessment office verifying that the following taxpayer is due a refund of county real estate taxes. Property in Lehighton Borough, Richard T. and Cynthia M. Finney. The reason is the taxpayer assessment had been reduced by an appeal to the Board of Appeals. Total refund due of county taxes is $17.76.
Move to approve.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Weatherly Borough for approval and execution, a lease agreement between the county and the Borough of Weatherly for leasing of office space at 71 West Main Street in Weatherly to house the Weatherly Magisterial District Justice Office. The term of the lease is to be effective at a mutually agreeable date in September or October for 20 years. Monthly rental is $2,562.50 to be paid quarterly in advance in the amount of $7,687.50 with a 1% increase starting in the second year. The county is responsible for electric, telephone, sewer, water, garbage, and propane service to the office.
Move to approve and
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Nothing further.
Further business?
Yes, under further business, my apologies to Children and Youth there, Joe Geisinger and Vanessa Donemacher, talking the actions that we took on the 2019-20 agreement for purchase of service agreement first, and then might as well going right into the need date-based plans for next year's current budget. No, sorry. Jill?
Sure, we're just asking to have an agreement with Vision Quest. They've been a program that provides residential services to our youth that are in need of that service, and we're glad that you're able to honor that contract. And for the needs-based budget, for the 21-22 year, because we are proposing our needs for that year, we are asking for several things, and mostly an 8% increase from last year. We'd like to increase our staff. We're asking for another manager to help with the needs of the caseworkers and help in training purposes. We're asking for a case aide, which will allow our caseworkers to just a little help with transportation, getting papers from the families, and doing some clerical work that they need to do to meet our guidelines and regulations. Clerk typist, we have one clerk typist now who does a lot of things, and we would like to have another one to help the caseworkers build up on their documentation, and that is something that has been recommended by the regional office, that we help them with that.
We're also asking for 2 new caseworkers because the increase in cases has been tremendous. 21%, there's actually a 21% decline from 18 to 19, and a 23% decline from 19 to 20. However, 23% decline from just having COVID and having everything shut down. The schools were shut down. We weren't getting our mandated reporters reporting because they weren't seeing their families due to the need to go into telework. So there has been a decline in the number of reports that we've gotten. However, it's going up steeply through May and June and July, 11% increase from that time last year. So also the reports that we're getting now are much more serious. Sometimes we get reports that are maybe like a revenge or a concern. They're not sure if they're using drugs, but maybe they're using drugs because they see the signs. Now we're getting reports that are being made that are really serious. Children they're not seeing the children, and they were always playing outside, things like that, and we're having to commit a lot more time and resources to that. So we're asking for those 2 new caseworkers to help deal with those more severe issues. Also, we've had 4 fatalities this year that we have to investigate through our regulations. And unfortunately, they're all under age 5. So we're committed to making sure that we're providing those family services of children with children that are young.
Yeah, some of the other things that we always ask for, we always ask for provider rate increases because every year the cost to the providers are going up. So we're trying to accommodate that, budget a little bit better for those things. Increase in our local kinship care rates, they have not been addressed in, I'm here 15 years and they've never been raised. Also a vehicle, we're asking to add a vehicle to our fleet of vehicles, a little bit bigger of a vehicle, a minivan to accommodate larger kids, car seats, kids that are moving all of their things with them. You know, the cars that we have are not really equipped, they're not all equipped to handle that, so we are asking for that. And then we are asking we used to use a day treatment program, and the provider that we were using shut it down probably about 2 years ago, I'd say. So we do have another provider that is looking to provide that service, so we built the costs of adding that service back into it to bring that service back for both ourselves and for juvenile probation. So that was a definite increase in cost as well.
Yeah, we see about 6% of all of our cases are truancy. Unfortunately, though, truancy sometimes leads to more serious matters. Why is a child not going to school? Because they're taking care of the other children, because there's a drug and alcohol issue, because there's a mental health issue. So we definitely want to have that program, that day treatment program, to help provide mental health support to the families, and then work on that truancy, getting them back into school, building their education so that they're successful in life.
I do think this year, even though it is a little bit higher, I do think that we really put together a good budget that addresses the needs that we actually have. We're not just holding the line, we're really trying to address trends and things that the agency needs and maybe have put off in getting for a long time. So I do think what we're asking for is very accurate.
Let me explain a couple things here first. That this goes to the state for approval, okay?
Yes.
All those positions she asked for there, like 5 positions, they are all reimbursed, including benefits, up to 80% of those positions. So normally we have not been awarding those or creating those positions in the past if they were not supported by the state. So yeah, it is something that we're applying for. If we don't get it approved in the state budget, that remains to be seen, and how we'll react, and a good possibility we have to pick and choose what is important to us in keeping the children and youth in their heads above water and trying to provide these services. People don't realize the amount of legislation and the rules that our caseworkers have to deal with, and the documentation. At one time, a caseworker could easily handle 30 cases. What we're down to 19 now. That because of all the documentation, anytime there is a report of a any child abuse. There is so much investigation, you just don't investigate the family members, and maybe relatives or other people involved in that investigation, and it's extremely time consuming. Some may be a matter of maybe an hour or two, but others could go days on end with while they investigate, especially under the child death review with the death of a child. And it's a liability to the county. It's a huge liability to the county on the decisions that these caseworkers are making as well. So, okay. Another question, comment on it?
We want to thank the commissioners for working with us as a team on this budget and all of your input.
All right. I've not been else on their further business.
Wayne, do we have to do anything on the one-call system formally?
Dan was gonna review it first. We can
Okay.
approve it, I guess, as is. I will, Rocky didn't get to see it yet.
Oh,
We have a
okay.
little.
Yeah, okay.
And to begin with, what
Next
we'll do,
week.
we'll send it off, Dan will final review.
To John.
We'll send it off to them for
Okay.
signature, and then we'll act on it
Okay.
next week.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
All right.
All right. Commissioners' reports, Mr. Werner?
I wasn't gonna give a report, but I am. I think as everybody's here in a lot of departments, I don't think we, as the three here, ever deny anybody tools what they need. I mean, you know, I dealt with children and youth, and we went over different things, and did the sheriff's department, whoever needs it. And I just don't, with this election thing, like I said, I just wanna do that right. And, like I said, I think there's a need. But one of the things that I want to mention about the elections, our elections are running good. I just want to come out and say about Lisa Dart. I mean, she's our director. If you look at what's happening in our county, you know, these grants were because of her. You know, the one was it 85,000 that we got for like different machinery and stuff. So I mean, I don't want to get people the wrong impression that just because we didn't verify one job today, that the elections, that there's something wrong with it. It's running smooth. I think everybody's hands on deck. There's probably gonna be 20 people roaming around down there working within the next 2 months.
It's just the volume of work that.
Yeah,
we're dealing with. It's the volume.
I think they're very well prepared. I mean, there's people that are in our county that are valuable people that can go down there, and if they need any kind of overtime or whatever has to be done, we're not denying anything. So I wanna get back to it. I just wanna, you know, commend Lisa for the tremendous job that she's doing. I mean, it's not easy. I mean, I think there was 11 directors throughout the state that quit. And we have one that's hanging in there and ricocheting off of everything that comes to her. So I wanna commend her with that, and I said, we're not gonna deny her any tools that she needs. Thank you.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yeah, just two things. Quick update on the COVID-19 relief county block grant. All the recommendations from the 4 committees came back on schedule, the 31st of August. Next week, the commissioners will be sitting down for the first time to review the recommendations from those committees, reconcile those with the justified amounts, to continue to discuss and make a final determination. We continue to see changes in that particular program that, again, will always modify maybe our final decisions. But changes seem to be coming every other day or so to that program. What is or what is not an entitlement or an eligible claim for lost revenue or other. I did want to highlight in regards to the block grant, request for proposals did go out from the county, and that was specific to seeking vendors or internet service providers to focus in the area of enhancing broadband to under and unserved areas of Carbon County. We also sent out that RFP direct to libraries and schools. And I want to ask the libraries, the schools, to forward this to vendors that you might use who might be able to provide products, capabilities to enhance your ability to tele-educate. Likewise, we sent it to St. Luke's Lehigh Valley, Geisinger, also for them to look at the telemedicine aspect. There is also telecommute. So businesses who are trying to enhance their ability to telecommute, that is another opportunity to look at this proposal and see if there's not a project or a product that might help meet the requirements of that proposal. That's all I have.
And just expand a little bit on what Mr. Lukasevich said about the rules changing. We're notified of another eligibility. That could mean, if we decide to go with it, it could mean a reduction on what we have to give out to other entities too, because it was a huge expense on behalf of the county. And now they turn around and change the rules again halfway through this grant process. And this is the stuff we've been dealing with since day one. We'll tell you one thing in a meeting today, we'll go out, there's an email changing things. So it's been extremely frustrating for all county commissioners throughout the Commonwealth. You know, my opinion, make up your damn money, what the heck are you gonna do? It's been frustrating, you know, don't say one thing at the beginning of the process, award us the money, and okay, now you gotta spend more on this, forget it.
Yeah, and it's almost like you have the money set where you want to give it,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden there's another stipulation that you can't give it to that group.
If you're gonna keep approving recipients or eligibility list on this, you better improve the funding.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I have. Meeting adjourned, that's enough for one day. Question media, Kelly.
It is still morning.
Yeah.
Could I have copies of the proclamation and resolution? That's all I have.
The only thing is, there was a 2-2 vote for that full-time position. I guess that just means it's going to next week for review.
Yeah, doesn't happen,
Okay.
okay?
That's it.
I have another question. You mentioned there are problems that they're dealing with in the election department. What are they?
In the addressing, they're getting some back, the applications for ballot, and they're not in the election system, so I don't know what the problem is, what's causing it, whether it's through the SURE system or what the discrepancy is. So, you know, it's all being checked out, I mean, it's just a discrepancy right now that we have to address, that's all.
And Lisa does invite both of you down there to look at our new envelope opener, right? And she does, she is available, she is waiting if you guys want to go down, and then you can dig a little bit deeper into the concerns that she brought to the attention of Commissioner
I
Nostine.
don't know if I can invite Don after hours to see how busy they are, and how much
Yeah, the
they're
number of
doing.
votes, yeah.
Okay, any other questions, media?
I would just like to interview these two ladies in the front about suicide prevention. I want to do my story today. Can you guys hang around? Thank you. And then ladies, I just want, can I have a spelling bee for some nice names?
Oh, okay, because I didn't see anything in my file. Okay, no problem.
Very cool. It's like
Absolutely. Thank you.
Well, you thank you for the right.